Most people lose the day before it begins. Not dramatically, quietly. In the first few minutes, before they are even fully awake, they reach for the phone, scan the news, and let the world take the wheel before they have chosen a direction. And then they wonder why the day feels scattered. In the next few minutes, 5 morning habits that successful people use to win the day before it begins. Not by waking earlier, but by choosing direction. But a morning is not just a morning. It is one repetition, one small turn toward the person you want to be. And later, I will show you the simple math behind why one better hour repeated every day becomes something much larger by the end of a year. Success is rarely built in one dramatic moment. It is built in small, repeated actions. And the first hour of the day is where many of those actions begin. A good morning repeated once may not change much. A good morning repeated 365 times can change the direction of a life. The first habit is simple. Win the first hour. That means you do not surrender the beginning of your day to your phone. Not because your phone is evil, but because it turns your attention outward before you have gathered it inward. The first hour sets the tone. If you begin by reacting, you train yourself to be available to everything except your own priorities. A message can wait. A headline can wait. Your direction should not. Successful people protect the first hour because they understand that attention is one of their most valuable assets. They do not give it away casually. Tomorrow morning, make this practical. Before you sleep, place your phone away from your bed. When you wake, do not reach for it immediately. Give yourself a short space of ownership, 10 minutes, 20, more if you can, to become present before the world becomes loud. One protected morning may feel small, but repeated daily, it compounds into a person who is less reactive, more centered, and harder to pull off course. The second habit is to decide the night before. A strong morning is usually designed before it begins. Many people wake up and start negotiating with themselves. What should I do first? Should I start now or later? That quiet negotiation drains energy, and often the day becomes weaker before any real work has begun. Successful people remove unnecessary decisions from the morning. They know what the first hour is for and what they are not doing. This is not about making life rigid. It is about making the important things easier to execute. Tomorrow morning should not depend on tomorrow morning's mood. So tonight, write down 3 simple things. What time you will begin, what you will not check first, and what your first meaningful action will be. Keep it plain, no elaborate system, just a clear decision made in advance. When your morning is pre-decided, you do not have to win a debate with yourself. You only have to follow through. And each time you follow through, you build trust. That trust compounds. The third habit is to move first, not to prove discipline, not to punish yourself. Move first to change your state. Sleep has a weight to it. The mind is slower, the body quiet. A few minutes of movement helps you cross the bridge from rest into alertness. This does not need to be a workout. A walk, a few stretches, a few minutes outside. The point is not intensity. The point is activation. Successful people understand that state matters. The same mind makes better choices when the body is awake. Tomorrow morning, choose one form of movement so simple you cannot argue with it. 5 minutes is enough to begin. Move before you scroll, before you ask your mind to carry the weight of the day. Over time, this small act sends a quiet message. I begin with intention. I do not drift into the day. That message compounds, and the real multiplier is still coming. Because once your attention is protected, your morning decided, and your state set, you are ready for the habit that separates motion from progress. The fourth habit is to do the most important thing first. Not the easiest thing, not the most urgent thing, the most important thing. There was usually one task that would make the day meaningful if it were completed. Writing, planning, building, the clear conversation, the decision you have been postponing. Most people spend their best energy on small tasks and give their tired energy to the work that matters. They clear the inbox, tidy the edges of the day, and reach the real work with a scattered mind. Successful people reverse that order. They give their clearest energy to their highest value work before the demands arrive, before the world starts asking for pieces of them. Tomorrow morning, identify one important task, just one. Make it specific, not work on my business. Write the proposal, outline the chapter, review the numbers. Spend the first focused block of the morning there. Even 20 minutes places your best attention on your best opportunity. That compounds into progress you can see, because the important work is no longer waiting for leftover energy. The fifth habit is to set a single intention. Not a long list, not 20 goals. One clear aim for the day. A long to-do list can create the feeling of productivity without giving you direction. You can stay busy all day and still avoid the thing that matters. Direction beats motion. A single intention gives the mind a center. It tells you what kind of day you are trying to build. It may be practical. Today, I will finish the first draft. It may be personal. Today, I will be patient in difficult conversations. Successful people use intention to reduce noise. They do not need every hour to be perfect. They need the day to have a spine. Tomorrow morning, write one sentence. By the end of today, what would make this day successful? Then keep it where you can see it and return to it when the day becomes crowded. The intention becomes a compass, and a compass used daily compounds into a life that is not only busy, but directed. Now here's the math. One better morning does not look impressive. It may not feel life-changing. You may protect your first hour, move for 5 minutes, do the important thing first, and still have an ordinary day. That is normal. The compound effect is quiet at the beginning, but small improvements do not stay small when they are repeated. If you get just 1% better each day, the math is simple. 1.01 to the power of 365 is about 37.8, nearly 38 times better by the end of a year. That does not mean life becomes perfect. It means direction matters. Because the reverse is also true. Getting 1% worse each day compounds downward. A reactive morning repeated daily does not stay harmless. It trains distraction. It trains delay. Your mornings are already compounding. The only question is whether they are compounding in the direction you want. So do not try to rebuild your whole life tomorrow. Begin with one morning. Protect the first hour. Decide before the day begins. Move enough to change your state. Do the important thing first. Set one clear intention. Then repeat, quietly, patiently, one morning at a time. That is how small habits become a different life. Before you go, which of these 5 will you start tomorrow? Naming it is the first repetition. If this is the kind of thinking you want more of, consider subscribing.